Louisville agrees to pay more than $20 million to two men wrongfully convicted in a satanic ritual killing. Attorneys say they were victims of a former corrupt Louisville police officer. Clark and Keith Hardin both spent over 2 decades in prison for the 1992 killing of Rhonda Sue Warford. They were released in 2016 after the Kentucky Innocence Project took on the case. The lawsuit claims former officer Mark Handy fabricated statements from the suspects, including that Clark admitted sacrificing animals as part of a satanic ritual and later decided that he wanted to, quote, do a human. Prosecutors and police denied wrongdoing. The lawsuit is still pending against other defendants, including the Meade County Sheriff's Office and Kentucky State Police. Police arrest a Louisville man accused of abusing a 1-year-old girl.
Michael Lofton is charged with 1 count of criminal abuse. Officers were called to Norton Children's Hospital on August 26 about the child. Doctors say she had many bruises on her face, neck, and across her chest and on the upper abdomen. The girl's mother told police Lofton called her while she was at work and said the child may have been hurt after falling off a bed.
Starting to feel a little like fall outside.
Jude Redfield is outside with how long the cooler weather will last. It looks nice today.
It really does. So I'm sort of down in the dungeon here at WDRB, sitting real low. But behind me, it's a lot brighter. We're in this sun hole in downtown Louisville. How nice is that? We still look at the radar because a few locations finding some sprinkles, a dying shower now finally dying out in between Taylorsville and Shelbyville. Don't look at the green in Bullitt County, but we did have that 2 to 3 hour window where it seemed like it was never going to end over around Normandy. Even up around Baghdad, a quick shower. Had this photo sent in, a big old gusher. You know, a lot of places today picking up a sunshine cloud combo, but a lot of places won't have to worry about the rain. You know, that scene that we have over around Baghdad, Shelby, and Nelson County is definitely few and far between. Even though we're in this cyclonic flow and we're going to have quite a few clouds that carry over into parts of the weekend, the rain chance just doesn't get out of control. It's sort of a difficult situation because we could all use rain, and I mean soaking rain, but it is the weekend, unofficially autumn. We're getting into that autumn situation and setup here. It's kind of nice, you know what I mean? If it's not raining, you might as well have this as the beat rolls on with more clouds and sunshine. Temperatures currently now lifting into the low 70s, and that's pretty much how we stay put with high temperatures for the rest of the day, just leveling out in the mid to upper 70s. We're going to look at an even stronger injection of cool autumn-like air coming from Canada in the 7-day.
Shortly, thank you, Jude. Affordable apartments are coming to Louisville's downtown medical district. A groundbreaking was held about an hour ago. The Prestonian is set to include more than 300 apartment home units. It's also expected to include on-site health and education services to better the lives of its residents. The developer LDG says it's a $113 million investment. A new group will be in charge of testing horse racing tracks to make sure that they're safe. This is in response to the many horse deaths this year at various tracks. The Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority formed the Track Surface Advisory Group. Members will analyze surface consistency at dirt, turf, and synthetic tracks. They'll also recommend improvements. The group was sent to Saratoga last month after several horses died there this summer. The track supervisors at Keeneland and Churchill Downs are members of that advisory group.
10%, that's how many adults in the U.S. have a drug disorder at some point in their life. That's according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse. September is Recovery Awareness Month. Peace Hospital provides resources for people struggling with addiction, including inpatient and outpatient treatment and mental health programs. Michael Gosser with U of L Health Peace Hospital says the first step of getting help can be scary, but it gets easier.
Part of that is the initial getting through that, having somebody you can trust, getting to a place where you feel safe. Those are all very important. Getting, again, help as soon as possible, I think is very important. Just really not nagging, but saying, I'm concerned. If you have a loved one that you are concerned about.
If you or someone you know is struggling with a drug disorder, contact U of L Peace Hospital. The number on your screen for information about the available programs. Forget Democrats and Republicans. A reason one Louisville commission just voted to make mayor and Metro Council races nonpartisan.
And biking to beat cancer, the personal battle one Louisville man endured that has him hopping back on the bike year after year. You might not see Democrat or Republican on the ballot the next time you vote for Louisville's mayor. Now, the Louisville Metro Comprehensive Review Commission approved a recommendation to make future mayor and Metro Council races nonpartisan. The vote was 11-2. All three Metro Council members on the board supported the change, including Democrat Cindy Fowler and Independent Ja'Cory Arthur, who recently left the Democratic Party.
Talking about who's a Democrat or who's a Republican, we should be talking about how are you going to house people who are sleeping on the streets.
I don't ask somebody what their party affiliation is. I mean, that doesn't matter to me. You know, I just want to do what is best for my constituents.
Two council members did not vote. They want the Kentucky General Assembly to take action when they meet again in January. The Community Foundation of Louisville says it wants to help survivors and reduce gun violence.
It's raising money through its Safety and Healing Fund. People can donate online. This year it raised money for Old National Bank and Chickasaw Park victims and survivors. The Community Foundation said it has dispersed over $1.5 million to gun violence nonprofits thanks to community investors.
Still keeping eagle eyes on the radar because these showers, they'll huff and puff and get going in a few locations. It's not a 0% chance for the weekend. It's not great, but I do want to zone in on a few locations where I think a couple downpours and isolated storms could happen here in the Ohio Valley.
This year, the Norton Cancer Institute hopes to raise more than $6 million to help people in the area fight against cancer.
WDRB's Amanda Roberts shows us how the Bike to Beat Cancer event is personal for one man.
September 9th, hundreds of bikers are going to line up here at the starting line outside of the same building where many of them undergo cancer treatments or support a loved one through it. And when they cross the finish line here, the hope is that they will be one step or pedal closer to beating cancer. Bike to Beat Cancer isn't just a race for Chris Cruz and his family, it's a holiday.
When this year's event ends, I'll register that day for next year's event.
Because for Chris, his reason to ride is personal.
I was diagnosed in 2010 with lymphoma. That was a difficult time. The treatment was difficult for me.
For the next 5 years, he underwent radiation and chemotherapy treatment, and the treatment started working.
I was really fortunate to have not only a very treatable form of cancer, but also to have a great support system.
His mother, Alberta, supported him through every step in his cancer treatment. But while Chris's cancer was starting to subside, it wasn't done with his family. In 2017, his mother was diagnosed with colorectal cancer.
That was a time when, she would contact me. We would go back and forth. Well, what can I expect, and what's this going to be like? And that connection at that point was really strong.
The two bonded over their shared trauma and swapped stories of constantly feeling sick, appointments, and treatment plans. Chris answered every single phone call, but within the year, Chris lost his biggest fan.
My mom and I were we were really close. So, for me, it was difficult when she passed. The bike really became a way for me to kind of have an outlet for that. I hope that she would be proud of that. I hope that she would understand that this all started with me sort of taking a look at my health and an attempt to be healthier.
Chris now wears a picture of his mother and hero close to his chest while riding for a team named in her honor.
My mom worked in retail for 28 years. She retired from a retail job where her clock number was 182. And so we call our team 182 because of that.
For Chris, this ride is more than just raising money to beat cancer. It's a way to heal.
For me, it's been therapeutic. It's a way to have a physical challenge and to have an avenue to release some of that grief.
In Louisville with photojournalist Pete Ruiz, I'm Amanda Roberts for WDRB News.
Tomorrow's ride starts at the Norton Cancer Institute off Brownsboro Road. The Survivors Parade starts at 8 in the morning right before the ride. You can sign up for rides that range from 5 to 100 miles. Visit WDRB.com for more information about how to sign up.
WDRB weather is sponsored by Windows Plus Bath Systems.
All right, how about some of this sunshine coming on strong in the last hour? We have chiseled into mostly cloudy skies in southern and central Indiana. Look at this big bowling ball of clearing swooping down to the south. Now, the opposite's still going on as we look south across Kentucky into eastern sections of our viewing area where it remains mostly cloudy. We will get teased with sun breaks from time to time. There's more clouds upstream. There's more cloud cover for quite a bit of this upcoming weekend, but most of those clouds will not have this with it. And this was about a 3-hour rain shower that puffed up and just sat there and dropped some heavy rain at some points. We didn't have lightning or anything, but over around Elk Creek, right into Taylorsville, it was damp. It was quite wet. Most of the showers that we get on the radar, that 20% chance, whatever does materialize, would not look like that. I mean, I'm talking about some random raindrops. Right now, just love the blue sky. Out of Louisville, looking up the Ohio River to the northeast, plenty of partly cloudy. And just in the last hours, the sunshine did come on strong. We're just a few degrees off of 80, so it makes a world of difference, overcast versus that sunshine. And that's why I think by the second half of the weekend, we're going to have more 80s showing up as we gradually get out of the cloud cover situation that's ongoing in Bardstown. Isn't it nice to see the flag moving? Bardstown's one of my favorite towns, and I am a sucker for all that patriotism. They have all the flags around the circle there. If you ever go down to Bardstown, it's pretty awesome. 72 is the current temperature. It hasn't been raining across much of Nelson County, even though it's really close. Some of those sprinkles could happen. Campbellsville 72, Munfordville 71. If you do get that bonus sunshine, you might squeeze in a high near 80 degrees. So from the current temperature and the outlook that we have right now through 3 o'clock when the kids are ready to get home from school, most of them go out and don't have to worry about rain. So if you're like, kids, go out there, have fun. Jude said that 10 to 20% chance probably isn't going to rain on you. I think you'll be okay. I have full confidence with that. Now into the evening for high school football, still partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures are dropping through the 70s at 9 o'clock, and then by tomorrow morning, we're in the 60s. We begin the day with swirling, mostly cloudy skies and some of these stubborn showers. We will take that 20% today and move it into Saturday. There could be some higher intensity rain showers with this upper level low developing as we focus into central Kentucky. I really think near that I-75 corridor might have a better chance for a brief downpour, maybe an isolated storm going up into southeastern Kentucky. It just doesn't have a good chance to back build towards most of Kentuckiana. Sunday morning, mostly cloudy, 10% chance for a shower. In the afternoon, a little more sunshine, a high temperature in the low 80s for Sunday, mid 80s on Monday. That's ahead of a cold front. Tuesday, the cold front's moving through with a 30% chance for a downpour isolated storm. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, don't be surprised if you get the updated forecast with Mark later on tonight and Kim this weekend if those numbers are dropping, because the trends recently makes it even cooler than what you're seeing right there.